Alright, I tried to film this video yesterday, but my adapter fell apart. But today I want to talk about Canon FD lenses, or old manual lenses, old photography lenses, and, you know, why you might be interested in them. I went digging around in my old film equipment. I did a video on my film camera the other week, but I also have another film camera, which is a Canon AE1. So I've got some FD lenses for that, and I've got this other old German lens, an old Zeiss lens that my brother-in-law got for me years ago. And we're going to have a look at those and see what they look like. But yeah, I went and filmed this yesterday when it wasn't raining. Now it's super rainy. And yeah, my adapter fell apart. So I took a screwdriver to it, fixed it up. It's working perfectly now, so we're going to wander around. Also, we have the Sheenster with us today. So let's go do some stuff and see some lenses. Sheenster and I have some errands to run, and we're going to look at those lenses on the way. Get ready, Sheenster. No pressure. I'm just being a jerk. Camera's on and I'm instantly just mean.
Come on! Let's go!
Seriously. But I'm going to take a second and I'm going to change to the 50mm and we'll look at that on the way. Alright.
Okay. I thought we were leaving.
1 second! Okay, so everything we just saw was on the 50. This is a 1.8 lens, and I find that when it's wide open at 1.8, you get a lot of halation, so it's really soft, really blurry. It sharpens up once you go down to 2.8, and it's sharpest at 5.6. As far as close focusing, its closest focus is probably around 2 feet, and then it goes as far, it claims that it goes as far as like, you know, 30 feet, but I find that like between 30 feet and after, you're pretty much just at infinity focus at that point. So everything we saw was with that lens. Next, I want to check out this 28mm lens. It's a 2.8. It says that it's a macro. I found with this lens you can get a lot more close focus things, but farther focus seems to just not really work all that well, or at least it only goes to about 10 feet, or no. It really only goes to like maybe 30 feet. It's probably around 10 feet. I don't know. We'll have a look. And so yeah, I'm going to throw this on and then I'm going to go eat some food because I'm hungry. And we're going to go see what this lens looks like. Alright, let's check it out. How are you feeling?
Very full. very full.
So much rain.
It was so good. I wish I was back in time right before I ate it all and it was still not full. I would eat it again in a heartbeat.
So good.
It was so good.
Okay, so lunch kind of knocked us out. We had to go do a couple errands and we just ran out of time to keep talking about lenses and setting up the camera and doing all that stuff. So everything I showed in that last section at Ramen, all that stuff, that was the 28mm lens. So wide open, this lens is a 2.8, just down to 22. This one I find has a harder time focusing at distances, but you'll see in the footage where I'm eating ramen, which was delicious, by the way. Anyways, you can see how this lens is really good at focusing up close, right? You can get really close. The closest focus is about a foot. This is a really great lens. I don't love it for shooting things at a distance. It's definitely sharpest at 5.6, but it's not too bad at 2.8. It doesn't have the same halation as the 50 does. So the next lens I want to talk about is this Zeiss lens. I've got a red cap on it. I don't actually have a proper lens cap for it, so I use this red filter, which is good if you're shooting skies in black and white, but I don't actually do that often, so whatever. So you see it's a really weird metal construction design. The aperture is at the front and you've got to push down to turn it. Yeah, so I'm going to put this on and we're going to have a look at it and we'll go around and see what it looks like. All right, let's check it out. I ran out of time filming the other day, so I'm picking it up today, which is a few days later. And so this is the lens we were talking about. So this lens, the Zeiss 58 f2, is unbelievably sharp. The amount of detail and resolution that you get out of this lens is quite impressive. So this lens is probably the best of my bunch in terms of like my prime lenses. The detail, its ability to resolve that detail is pretty impressive. It's super sharp. And just looking at skin, skin tone, skin detail is just like, it looks great. It's really amazing, super sharp. This thing is completely made out of steel, which was really impressive. One of the weird things about this lens is that you actually have to like press it down and turn it in order to change the f-stop. I find that if I just turn it without pushing in, it'll just open wide up. And I do find that this lens isn't incredibly sharp at f2. You do get a bit of halation. It is a little blurry. But at 4 and 5.6, it's really sharp, really detailed. It still has a nice, really soft roll off as you leave your depth of field. So overall, I think it's a really great lens. Now, should you get lenses like this? Well, if you're interested in this kind of lens, the real value here is that it gives you a unique character. What I really love about these lenses is that they've got a really rich tone to them and a really rich sharpness, a really nice depth of field. Newer lenses can be sharp, but they can also be quite clinical in nature. Everything's sharp and clean, but it doesn't have the same character. I do find that these are a little contrasty, a little smoother, and they give it a really nice look. So I recommend keeping an eye out at places like pawn shops, thrift stores, antique stores, because you never know what you're going to find in that realm. And a lot of these old lenses can be adapted. So this one in particular has this adapter ring. So it just screws on. So it can just go on . So one thing that's really neat about my adapter is that it allows me not only to connect my FD lenses to my EF mount, but it also has a piece of glass in the way, so I can leave it on my camera and protect my sensor and, not only manual focus, but do lens whacking, where I can keep my lens off of the camera and get, really interesting effects. I'll probably do a video on that later. I'm not going to deal with that right now. I gotta finish this video because I've taken way too long on doing this. So if this video has been helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you later.